Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nicole, and I'm going to touch on what I've been up to the last few weeks that I have not posted. Since I started posting videos back in the summertime, I've been very consistent, but life has been really crazy lately. I took a 5-day break from training where I did not do anything other than some walking with Dutton. Now I am getting back into it where I will be doing my first speed workout of this training cycle tomorrow. It's relatively low key, where I'll just be doing a fartlek type of effort for 30 some minutes. But I'm going to just bring you along this journey the last few weeks of what I've been doing to try to get back to a point where I would not have the same issue flare up again. As I mentioned in previous videos, I had a tibia issue that flared up right before my half marathon. That was a major disappointment because I'd been putting forth so much effort to run a very, very good race. I was in the perfect position for that to happen. But then less than a week out from my race, I had the tibia flare up. The fact that it happened twice this year really reminded me of the importance of getting back to the basics, not neglecting things that really need to be part of my routine. That would be the Mobo board, as well as some of the rehab exercises that just need to be an ongoing staple in my regimen. You're going to see that in a few minutes. I will show you exactly what I do to help strengthen the foot and ankle, as well as to increase mobility in those areas. Believe it or not, a lot of runners experience issues with that. They may not realize it, but until you start enduring injuries, you might not even identify that as being a root cause. I'll show you what to do there, and then you'll just see some of the low-key mileage that I've been putting in before the intensity resumes. It's always fun to take a step back and just relax a little bit. And I have found that this training break came at the most opportune time. In the last few weeks, my pace has been so much faster on easy runs than it's been in such a long time. Even though I've tried to take it easy, my body was like, nope, let's go. I'm having fun. So tag along with me. Let's do this. I am 8 days out from my race. I did one run on Friday on my work rounds, which didn't go as well as I was hoping since I had taken 5 days off from running and I hadn't really been doing much of anything except for some walking and some rehab exercises. I didn't expect to feel anything. Looks like there's still a little bit of lingering tightness left, which my physical therapist had determined was more than likely due to the fact that my glute medius is weak on that side, probably actually on both sides. Additionally, my coach has been working with a physical therapist who said that she attributes a lot of issues with the tibia to the fact that the soleus may be overworking. If the soleus is weak, then other areas of the body might be taking over, areas of the body that are not designed to withstand that much impact. The tibia would not be able to withstand as much impact as the soleus. So anyways, we'll see how this run goes today. I took yesterday off. I didn't even do the rehab exercises and decided to save them for today. The run went really well. I did not feel the tibia whatsoever, and I just felt very strong. The run was effortless, and I found that I was picking up the pace as I went along, which is always an enjoyable thing. I ended up seeing my family walking the dogs while I was finishing up my run. So I strategically planned the last few minutes so that I could finish my run right around the area where they were walking. Hi again. My training break was a really good opportunity for me to reset and get back to the basics. The basics that I did years ago that got me back to a point where I could safely train. This is the Mobo board. The purpose of the Mobo board is to strengthen and mobilize the foot and ankle region. This is an area that I believe a lot of athletes undermine the importance of, and I will be honest, for the longest time, I didn't recognize the importance of strengthening that area. Once I got back to training, I realized, looking back in hindsight, that this was one major reason why I was able to return to training and do so safely for this period of time. There are two wooden pieces that connect underneath of the board. You can move them around so that you're able to work different angles and have your ankle move in different directions. It's important that you have complete mobility in all directions, not just in one direction. Previously, I was using another type of board where I would just move forward and back. But this Mobo board allows you to move side to side. With mobility and strength comes control. And it's amazing what repetition and consistency on using this board will do to ensure that happens. These next clips are going to show more of what the Mobo board looks like to give you perspective on how this really works. As you see there, it's a big hole that your toes go into, but your big toe stays on the board in order for it to drive forward. The big toe is the driving force behind how you move forward. So if that is weak, then that is going to completely impact and compromise your gait. The other exercise that I have been doing on these rehab days in the last few weeks is this toe rise up drill where I drive forward through my big toe, I pause in the air, and then I come back down. What this does is it strengthens the tibia. The tibia is on the side of your leg and it runs up your leg. Now, one thing I might have already mentioned earlier in my video is the fact that if your soleus is weak, then you're going to be more susceptible to having tibia issues. To do this drill, you will need to put those two wooden pieces that I mentioned previously on 1 and 4. When you do that, it will keep the board on the ground and allow you to rise up without having the board move. Be sure to check the description underneath of this video. I will link the Mobo board for anyone who is interested. But again, I cannot stress enough how important it is to make this part of your routine if you are an avid athlete or runner. Lastly, I do an exercise that my physical therapist had shown me. It's relatively simple and it doesn't look like it would do much, but what I'm doing here is I'm keeping my foot on the ground and just focusing on moving the one side of my foot where the tibia has been weak. If I keep the foot on the ground and focus on just moving that part, that is going to increase the strength in the area. Here's another vantage point to show what I mean. As you can see, it's just the one side of my foot rising up. The rest of my foot is staying on the ground. On other days, I focus on other drills, but I will save that for the next video. A few days later, I had a much needed massage, which was wonderful. Ever since my last training cycle concluded, I found that I have been rejuvenated. My pace has been much faster on all of my runs, and it feels very effortless. In the past, when I was training, I always felt as if I had to take the easy runs really easy, simply because my body just felt very, very lethargic. Now it just feels peppy, so if I feel good, I go with whatever pace feels good for that day. I might as well enjoy that because the intensity is about to pick up again very, very soon. Happy Sunday fun day. So I would normally be going outside for a run, but today it is raining. I really don't feel like dealing with frizzy hair. I was hoping to wait until tomorrow to wash it, especially because it's supposed to rain again tomorrow. That's why I'm going to head to the gym and run on the treadmill. Not a big fan of it, but I found that sometimes it's just better for me in certain circumstances. So here we go. Get in a run on such a gorgeous day here in Morgantown, West Virginia. This is the view from our house. We overlook downtown Morgantown as well as the WVU campus downtown, and we have mountains off to the side. Very beautiful panoramic view. Anyways, I ran from the house down onto the rail trail. Overall, I felt really good today. I picked up the pace probably a little bit faster than I should have because these are supposed to still be easy miles. However, the effort was very easy. It's not like I felt as if I was really having to push to even run that pace. It just felt very natural and what felt easy for me on this day. But there is still a little bit of weakness left in the tibia. I really thought that was finally gone, but there's still a tiny bit left the feeling that I had was not what I would describe as pain at all. It was more just like a little bit of discomfort, a little bit of that sensation I previously described. So I'm still working on the rehab exercises my coach gave me to help strengthen the soleus. We just had a very eventful weekend with company coming into town for the WVU game. Unfortunately, the Mountaineers lost. It's definitely been a rough season. So I'm going to try to go for a very easy hour run. I really want to take this slower, and I'm going to hold myself accountable by bringing it up before I even get started. No 8 low minute pace today. I'm going to keep it very, very easy and relaxed, because in 4 days I should be doing my first speed workout of this cycle. Seven plus miles in the bank. You saw the pace. Now, I had good intentions. I can assure you I had very good intentions on running slower, but today just ended up being one of those days where I felt good. The pace just felt natural. So I'm just going to go with what I'm feeling on that day. Now, of course, when I get back into training, I know my easy days are probably going to slow down from what I've been running, because it's not that I feel aerobically tired on those days. It's just that my body is very lethargic from the hard effort. So I tend to take those miles easier. Since I haven't done anything hard, it's almost like my body's craving a little bit of intensity. Even though this really isn't intense, it's more of a quicker pace than what I do. So that makes me feel a little bit more fulfilled. Later on today, I think I'm going to finally get in the hot tub and relax and just prep for the week. I can't remember what all I'm doing this week, but I think this might be the week that I jump back up to 5 runs. In the last few weeks, I've just been doing 4. There was no reason to increase volume that much, because this was supposed to be a time where I was decompressing a bit and getting prepped for the next phase of intensity. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I should be getting back into a more regular posting schedule, so be sure to check back next week for more of my journey, including some future race coverage. Have a good week, guys.